Yeah, good morning everyone. I just come out of there for the HGV driver you'll see in the video. Interesting case, right? So basically you'll see my video, and then the driver had his turn to cross-examine me. The first thing he started off about me damaging his cab by pulling up on it, which didn't happen. I don't know, I think that was just a bit of Davo there. Deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. Then he wanted to know how I could see the phone when I was so much lower than him, which is fair enough, but I'm quite tall on the bike and the GoPro's on top of my head. The magistrates said they found my testimony credible. Then it was his turn to give evidence, and essentially it was quite mixed, and I thought a little confused and not entirely believable. But in fairness to the defendant, his English is a little broken, and I'm not hammering him for that. I mean, he obviously already knows 2 languages, which is far more than many people. But he kind of mixed up between it being his phone that he was holding and the work PDA. And so anyway, basically by the end his claim was it was his work PDA that fell on the floor at the previous junction, and he picked it up, brushed it off and put it back. Now I'm told that the Met charged it as a mobile phone offence, which I learned something new today, and apparently that's a section 110A charge, and were it some other kind of device it would be a section 110B, like for example a PDA that can send and receive data. And of course if it's a work device that's sending and receiving jobs, etc., which is what he said on the stand, I mean that's technically still falls under a mobile phone offence, but apparently it needed a different charge. I'm not an expert enough to talk about that. There is a case coming up soon enough of a taxi driver who was reading a Kindle. So maybe we can find out some more when the details of that become public. That's not my case, by the way, it was someone else. So anyway, in the end result, this chap was found not guilty because there wasn't enough, there was reasonable doubt that it wasn't a phone, basically. And then, some other information is the police caught him in December 2023, so about 3 months before I caught him. Also on mobile phone, so he had 6 points, and he told me he had 9 points already, so presumably he had something else, like maybe a red light or a speeding offence, who knows. So my concern is with this driver is that he's just not learning from the point system, and that's why speaking generally, I will report people when they tell me they have 8 or 9 points, because you know the point system is basically a paid for get out of jail card, and you don't get any serious consequences bar some money in fines and extra insurance costs. But yeah, interesting case. And of course, being in an HGV, it's particularly serious to be distracted by a phone. I'm sure you'll draw your own conclusions regarding the what the driver was doing. Okay, see you in the next one. Bye. What you doing on a phone there, mate?
I'm stuck on the traffic, so I'm coming in. I'm on the phone.
Very bad. We have EX68BUH. BUH. Echo X-ray 68 Bravo Uniform Hotel. It's a shocker, man. Still 6 points. They're still going to give you 6 points. And you didn't learn your lesson? It's not good, man.
I'm driving, I'm not using it. I'm not checking, I'm stopping at the light. I'm not driving now.
It's the same thing though.
I know that I'm not moving. I'm moving in different story. You know now,
Yeah.
it's okay, but I'm not moving.
It's also not okay.
I know it's not okay, but I want to say, I'm moving, I'm not using it. I'm not checking now.
Yeah, you're going to have to argue that with the police and the magistrates.
So you want to know our problem?
You're in a big truck, man. It's too dangerous.
I've got already 9 points. I'm very serious. I don't want to lose the license.
I don't want you to lose your license, but the whole thing is, if you've already got 9 points, that's probably 3 times you haven't learned, and you're still carrying on like this.
And listen, every day I'm doing recovery in the long. Yes?
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Every day I'm doing recovery in the long.
I'll tell you about a friend of mine. Her daughter was killed by a lorry driver who was using the phone when he stopped. He put the phone down, drove off, and everyone else saw her, but the lorry driver didn't see her. And it's because it's like doing, you know, balloons. When you see the young men doing balloons, it's like laughing gas, right? You do laughing gas now, but you drive and you're still affected. And that's why, as much as I feel for the guy, I still got to report him. Anyway, I'm not going to hang around now, because if he knows I'm serious, he may get more and more serious. He doesn't strike me as that kind of person, but all the same. Okay, nice and slow here. You never know if someone's going to walk through this traffic.